I don't know what's been going on, but Australia been coming out with some fire lately, some very unsettling ass movies. So I just got back from seeing Dangerous Animals starring Jai Courtney, and I have to say I was highly impressed by this kind of sadistic, ritualistic movie. The movie pretty much, like I said, stars Jai Courtney, who is a boat captain of a local tour guide, that pretty much showcases going to visit sharks in the ocean. They have the tanks to drop the people down the ocean, and he's pretty much a tour guide captain, but he's also a serial killer. So essentially, he looks for people who are by themselves, single people don't know who they are, and he essentially kills them and then pretty much feeds them to the sharks, i.e., enters his next victim, Zephyr, who is a surfer, but she's pretty much homeless. She's kind of a beach bum, and he pretty much kidnaps her, and she becomes his next victim. Now Zephyr must try to escape this crazy sadistic serial killer while not only trying to escape but also escape when she's in the middle of the ocean with nowhere to go but the sharks. So all in all, like I have to say, like I would have to give big ups to Jai Courtney. Like Jai Courtney is really slept on, in my personal opinion. I loved him in Suicide Squad, and to me, he's like a very solid actor. He's just one of the actors who's really hasn't gotten his just due. But this one is like a very sadistic role. Like everything that about this serial killer is just like he's like he embodies this character of Tucker is the serial killer's name, and Tucker is just he is a ritualist about sharks. Like he is a shark enthusiast, obviously, because he's a boat captain. But he's feeding the ecosystem because he's like saying like without sharks, the ecosystem of the ocean will pretty much die. So in his mind, he's feeding these sharks to these people. He's feeding the people to these sharks to, I guess, quote unquote, help them. And then Zephyr becomes the next victim, but she's not like the other victims. Obviously, she has more fight in her. But hands down, the MVP of this whole movie is my man right here, Moses, played by Josh. What's his Hitson? Hitson. To me, he is essentially he falls in love with Zephyr after one night, and when she goes missing, he kind of leads the task of kind of following her or trying to find her, if you will, and he does everything in his power to find the girl. Even he only spent just one night with her, but that was kind of like the girl. He goes, she wouldn't just go missing, even though I want to know her for a little bit, and he leads the charge and ends up stumbling across this crazy ass serial killer in the midst of trying to save her. But like all in all, like I have to say, like this movie was goddamn amazing. Like it was like one of those unsettling serial killers. Like and you see the thing I loved about Jai Courtney is he played this role of a serial killer like to a T. Like it was so many times that like the ritualistic way that he would pretty much kill all these people, and then how he would collect trophies from his killings, and like that by itself was just so creepy. And then every time he would kill these people, he would essentially like videotape it, and it was like so many people who he had killed throughout the years, or you don't really know how long. That's the only thing I really don't like about this. Like I guess he really wasn't like a known serial killer, because I guess the people he were killing, you never could really find them. I guess a lot of them were like by themselves, or they didn't have anyone looking for them. So I guess all in all, people really didn't know about this serial killer. Like he's like the perfect serial killer because no one knows about him. But hands down, like one of the most unsettling movies I've seen ever since Bring Her Back, which was just last week. But I don't know what's going on in the water in Australia, but they have been on one here recently, and they've been knocking it out the park. Like hands down, like I know this movie's not going to get a lot of play because it's kind of coming out under the radar, like still with a lot of other good movies out in the summer. But I would highly suggest a lot of people, especially if you like horror. And the thing I like about this movie, it's realistic horror. Like you could see a real serial killer like this living among us. That's why I kind of like this, because it's realistic. Like I could really see someone of his nature doing this. So like I said, drop those comments. Let me know what you guys know. Let me know what you guys think once you do go see this movie. It's really worth the watch.